always something that needs a little fixing on Farpoint Farms.
Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains of North Carolina. Today, time to review another scan tool. This one I'm kind of really looking forward to. This is a pretty nice scan tool, mid-grade, like upper mid-grade, I would say, right? So I've done a bunch of scan tool reviews over the last 18 months, some professional, some mid-level, even a couple entry-level. This company, in fact, Launch, is one of the better known tool manufacturers on the market right now. This is the 123i. This is an updated version of it. They've made some different variations of this. And touchscreen, Android-based, Wi-Fi based, and battery powered really sets it more into the upper class, the upper range of scan tools. So let's go ahead. I've already played with this some, but let's go ahead and open it up. I'll show you what you get in this kit on the back here. Full coverage of domestic, Asian, European, 996 and newer. Read and clear codes for the engine, automatic transmission, ABS, and SRS systems, so for system test. Touchscreen, wireless update, 5-inch 720p screen, vehicle battery voltage display and rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Diagnostic report automatically generates and share via email. Supports auto VIN detection and connection, and multilingual support. There you go. In the box, not a ton of stuff in the box, right? You have our main scan tool. I'll just set that aside. You have your OBD2 connector. Set that aside. Down below here, you also have something else. I didn't open this up, but it looks like a nice case. That's this right here. Go ahead and set everything else aside. See if there's anything in the case. Oh, cool. There is. So we have our user's manual and our charging port. And so that's the big thing before I go any farther that I want to talk to y'all about is that, you know, I've done a review of the Foxwell 624 Elite. I've done the Ansell 2000. Those are both comparable in performance, right? They both roughly read the same amount of stuff, although I think the Foxwell is an all mode reader. This one being just the 4. But what this has that the others don't is the ability to recharge based off USB or off the OBD2 port, and it's battery backup. And so that's kind of a big deal for if you want to carry this over and show a customer, if you want to carry it inside and print something off. That's a really neat feature to have. So before I go any farther, let's just take a quick look at the manual. It's 2020, so it's a brand new model here. And then the manual appears, yeah, it's all in English. And it's 33 pages, so pretty significant manual. Clearly I need to read through that. But it also does have a quick start guide that comes with it as well. So that's nifty. But yeah, let's go ahead. I'll turn it on. We'll probably go through a few of the features that it has before I even take it out to the car, just so that you can see, you know, what's going on with it. And then we'll take it out of the car. In fact, I'll zoom in a little bit here. Let's see. Turn this light off, it might help some. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty well. So it boots up fairly quickly. It takes, I think, about a minute and a half when I was loading it the first time. And the first time you use it, you're going to go through a couple of setups, just picking your language, entering in an email address, and the password for your Wi-Fi. So, because it is Wi-Fi updatable. Again, another kind of positive or upgrade from the Foxwell or the Ansell series is that those you have to, you know, plug into a computer and then take the SD card out and stuff it in the computer to do the updates. This model here, the update is done completely through Wi-Fi. And you can see right here, not too dissimilar from a regular Android anything, really. Battery life, we have our Wi-Fi signal, and then we have date and all the rest, right? So it has some stuff here, and yeah, we do have a signal. I'm pretty far away from the house, and since this doesn't have an antenna, I'm kind of curious, being inside of a steel building, if it would pick it up. But it did. So let's just show. I'm going to go through settings and stuff. I'm going to do the stuff that we don't need to do in a car here first. And let me get. Unit of measure, screen capture. Let's go ahead and turn screen capture on. We have automatic detection on connection, so it's going to go out and look at the car and try to find it. Brightness display, sound, network. That's if you were to take this somewhere else and change networks. Time zone, language, information. So I haven't even set this in yet, Farpoint Farms, but I'm going to put my shop and my address and everything. By the way, I'm keeping this tool. This one's for me. I've been hoping to get a launch product. I have a lot of products from a lot of different brands, and I like to keep kind of the best of each of those products here at the shop just to compare them from time to time. And so this one will stay with me here. Recovery, cleanup, and about. So we got a lot of stuff here that we have that's available for us. Upgrades, yeah, and again, I've got very weak signal, so I don't know if it's going to be able to read, or we'll have to do that maybe in the car. Nope, it shows it. So all the available upgrades, and we're talking about all kinds of cars. Lots of stuff, and right now it's completely upgraded. I will say it took about 45 minutes maybe to find and update every single thing the very first time I opened it. From the time I opened the package, I should say, to the time that I was able to use it on my first car, it took 30 to 45 minutes. We've got mail. That said, you can order updates. The updates come with this for free, so I don't know. This is probably for upgrades to the tool itself. So let's say someday Launch decides they're going to add more features and functions, and they want to make you, maybe offer an upgrade that you could pay a few extra dollars. It does have a checkout and all the rest, so pretty cool. There is no renewal because, like I said, this thing does come with updates. Data. This is where we're going to find our saved diagnostic records. So if I do a freeze frame, if I test drive a car and I want to record live data and then go back and review it, that's where it's going to live. If I want to take a look at an image, well, hey, look at that. There's that picture we just took, right? Pretty cool, huh? So you can take your live data stuff. You have kind of facts is kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like what, it's not so much a manual, but it just kind of tips if something goes wrong with the tool or if it's just, kind of giving you some trouble. Diagnostic connector locator. I mean, for ProTech, you kind of know where these things are going to be hiding on cars at this point. But for the do-it-yourselfer who maybe just bought a car or is working on one for the first time, this stuff could come in real handy, right? Where is that plug going to be hiding? Hondas love to put it behind the ashtray in earlier models. Okay, DCC library. Let's go in here. We have U codes, C codes, P codes. Let's do it with P, 0, 1. Well, let's do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Misfire detected with low fuel. Oh, that's P3013. So yeah, if you have no access to any other information, this definitely is going to give you a hand. We could do random misfires. P303 should give us a cylinder 3 misfire, right? So like these are issues that you can be like, gee, I don't know what that code is, because obviously there's some exotic codes out there. I'm not going to lie to you. There's ones that I would have no idea without reading. Hey, what does this even mean? So that's kind of cool that it comes with that. Again, this is all stuff that maybe the ProTech might be more used to using. Yeah. All right, so for the rest of this, let's go on outside to a car. I'll hook it up to an older car first, and then we'll move on to a newer one, and let's see how it performs. As you can see, it's attempting to auto-detect this 2005, and it has 2005 Outlander. Pretty cool, I like that. So it's going to roll through and check all available systems. And there it is, Mitsubishi up to 2005. And this is a 16-pin DLC. And it's going to attempt to read, more detailed information. As you can see, it can go through quite a few systems. All right, here we go. And this is really nice, isn't it? We have our VIN, we have our brand, we have our year. If I had my shop information, right, I could literally take this thing and fire it down the road. And, I'd send this as an email to myself. I could forward this to a customer. Diagnostic report, right, and it's showing normal. Now, if I had something that was abnormal, it would show the issue the diagnostic trouble code, and I could even get my freeze frame. That's your data stream. Isn't that interesting? So I can share that. That's where I go in here. I'll hit share, and it can send it off, right? And there we go. I'll go ahead and send it. So as a shop owner, this is really nice to have, isn't it? All right, so let's go back here, and let's go back into generic OBD2. And it's searching currently. Cool, so here we are on the generic OBD2 side. We have readiness that are ready, readiness that aren't. So think about it. If you've replaced a part, reset a check engine light, you need to know if that car is ready to pass state inspection. Here's where you would go in to check that. 21 data stream PIDs that are able to be viewed here. Let's go in there and see. So we want to read live data. Let's go and check that out real quick. This is on the generic side. I'll go back in on the next car and show you on the on the actual car side how this would play out. But yeah, we'll go with throttle position, engine coolant temp, engine RPM. I will go ahead and start this car. There we go. And here's our readings, right? Throttle position, 9%. Give it some gas. You can see it jump up. I'm seeing some pretty quick responses too. Engine RPM also responds fairly quickly. And our water is starting to come up. Maybe I want to watch the coolant temperature climb. I can go by that as a graph. Maybe I want to combine all three. And I now have the ability to look at all three. So really nice. Showing me, it's a little hard for you to see maybe on camera, but showing the different colors and what they correlate to. And I'm liking the response time on that. It's pretty nice. Cool. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get out of this program. I'm going to go over to a newer car. We'll be looking at a 2018 model, and we'll see how well it detects the systems on that car, and we'll go in on the actual OEM side and see what kind of extra features it has. All right, here we are on another car, and we're beginning our VIN search. And it's located the car, right? 2018 Mitsubishi Mirage. Is this it? Yep, we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and here we are with our choice here. So on this particular car, let's go with CVT two-wheel drive. And it is the XL3, I believe. 1.2, yep. And you can see the stuff that it comes up with, right? So it's going to go through just like before. It's going to go through the scan code. Notice that it's going through a lot quicker on the more modern car. Faster car computer, faster report. And here again is our report. Everything is looking good as it should be. If I wanted to share that again, I just press the send button. And it's on its way to my account, my email account. And that's pretty cool, isn't it? All right, so what we want to do is I want to go in to actually look at these things. So you see the enter. That's what I want to do next. These are the ones that we have in, but I want to specifically, we'll just go in and we'll take a look at the engine code. And I can get a bunch of information here, right? So software that's installed on this computer and, has it been updated? Well, in this case, there are no updates that have been offered for this module, so it should be the stock version. But, obviously we don't have any codes, so let's go to read data stream and let's take a look at the data stream on the professional side. So AC compressor relay, that'd be one we could watch turn on and off. Airflow sensor, brake lamp switch, engine temp. Lots. I mean, there are literally 90 different PIDs available on the professional side, so that's really nice. Fuel temperature, that's interesting. Injectors, let's take a look at that. Rear oxygen sensor, those usually don't move a whole lot. I'm trying to look at something that might move a little quickly for us. Short-term fuel trim, now that's going to work. And yeah, let's go with throttle actuator. Okay, let's see what we got. This is a lot of PIDs. So grams per second, right now the car is off. Engine temperature, fuel temperature, those are the same. It's 51 degrees outside. Okay, so let's go ahead and fire it up. And there we go, we are running. And we should immediately, we should see our injector pulse change. Right, so that's how many milliseconds the injector is staying open to fire. Throttle actuator positioning. Right, you can watch that go up and down. And again, like response time. I mean, the second I push the button, or push the, we're getting a change. All right, I'm going to hit the brakes. Switches to on. You can hear the relay click. Airflow sensor, grams per second. I mean, that is so nice to be able to check to see if I had a PO171, you know, a lean code or a rich code or something like that. That's so quick to be able to check and say, okay, grams per second seem all right. All right, well, let's take a look at some of this. Wow, man, the response is really fast. So I'm really digging how quickly this thing responds to controls. We'll take a look at that. Well, let's combine a few, okay? Let's do those three. So here we are again, and I'm going to get really close down in here, and hopefully, it's probably fuzzy. It probably doesn't focus that quick, but what you're seeing is engine coolant temp sensor, airflow, and short-term fuel trim here. And it shows it with its digital readout, but it also is showing our graph. As you can see, grams per second moving up and down, my short-term fuel trim responding with that, and the slow climb of my temperature. So it's working. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm really happy with this. Well, let's go back into that. Let's go back into that. Now, let's say I want to show this to another technician. Let's say there's somebody on the other side of the country that is helping me diag this car. I just take a picture, press the picture button, right? And now I can send that if I back out of this all the way. So if I want to now, I can go to my data settings here. I can go to my images. I can take that image, and I have that access that I can share with people. I can select it, I can share it, right? I select this one. I'm gonna hit that right there. And I share it. Right? Now it's just sent me those pictures. That is a great tool. I mean, seriously, I've worked with a lot of tools over the last 2 years. Obviously, I've worked with a lot of tools for the last 30 years, pre-OBD2, in fact. But this is really, for the money, got some pretty cool features, doesn't it? So it's sending those off right now. I don't know how good my Wi-Fi signal is here. That's pretty good. All right, and there it is. It's done. So let's back out of that and see what else we got here. We could run a diagnostic report, and it's going to show us, hey, there's the 05 and there's the 18. It's going to show us that report. So it's going to save these things. It's got plenty of room on board to do that. So you can go back and review cars that you've already worked on. Let's see here. I think that's it inside of this. Let's go back outside of data. Okay, some of the other things we can check. Battery voltage. So we got a car hooked up here, and you can see 14 volts. Give it a little gas. That number should go up a little bit. If I were to turn on all the accessories, let me turn on the lights. You can see it dip a little bit. So that's normal. But there's a way you can do some quick electrical diag, especially if you had, say, low voltage codes or communication codes in any of these systems. You can take a quick look and see, hey, what's going on here? Do I have a voltage issue? Do I have an alternator or battery issue? So that's pretty cool. All right, well, I guess that's going to do it then. We've gone through on-car diagnostics. We've gone through generic OBD2 diagnostics. We've taken a look at that. We've gone through a reset procedure, battery voltage, data, the mall, that's the mall, and that's where you can buy future upgrades for this thing. Upgrades which are automatically upgraded, which thankfully go right through the Wi-Fi, and then our settings there. So a great tool from launch. That's I'm super stoked. Like I said, this one stays in the collection. This is one where we'll be using this for quite some time to come. Anyway, I'm Eric, the owner of Farpoint Farms. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, perhaps you'll think about liking and subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Take care.